Hello there, Scorpio. It's great to see you again. Welcome to your February reading. As always, I like to begin with some channeled information, but before I get into that, just a reminder that you can use this for your sun, your rising, and for your moon sign. So now on to the channeled information. This month, as I was tuning into your sign, the main piece of information that came through is that this month is a chance for you to do a reset. And so two words came to mind. One was to regroup. The other one was literally to reset. Regrouping is really about reorganizing, taking pieces, sometimes disparate pieces of your life, of your projects, of what's going on right now, and trying to bring some order to them. The reset button is really what you would press if you feel like it's time to just kind of start over. One word that I almost put on there too was rest, because I think that before you make any of these major decisions, it's really important for you to check in and see how you feel, mind, body, and spirit. If you're a little bit exhausted or if you're feeling run down, then this is definitely the time that you want to take care of yourself and you want to nurture yourself before you make those decisions. All right, with all of that being said, let's go ahead now and shuffle the cards. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome, and I'll give you a quick rundown on how I organize everything as I shuffle the cards here. I'm going to be pulling a Celtic Cross in just a moment, and then after that, I take a look at an expanded forecast that includes a catalyst card, health, wealth, love, and destiny. I'll get into each of those as we pull them. Right now, I'm going to be a little bit quiet here as I take a look at all the cards. We'll go ahead now and pull that catalyst card that I alluded to just a moment ago. This card is something that ties together all of the other cards that we see here. It really sets the tone for the month. And for your catalyst, we have the Sage. The Sage is a card of making sure that you've done ample research. It's also a slight hermit card, one where you're deciding to really, take a look and be introspective. But I have two hermit cards in this oracle deck. This one is the more positive of the two, so I like this. If there's anything that you need to do to sort of feel more prepared or feel more educated as to what to do next, absolutely do that research. Take a pause. That really is the whole purpose of this month, especially once we tune into that channeled information that I got for you, which is to rest, regroup, and reset. Okay. Now let's take a look at all of the cards and their positions in front of us. So you have a center card here with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a great card. Typically it's illustrated with children. It can indicate someone from your past, a familiarity with someone that you just meet, almost like they were a friend forever. Or it can be that feeling that you've met someone that is almost like a soulmate. So the Six of Cups energy to sort of integrate into this month is also one of trying to create a sense of playfulness and joy, because usually that child element that's within this card is reminding us to have a sense of humor, to try to intersperse joy and happiness throughout what we do, and that's going to make the work a lot easier. And I mention that because your crowning card is the Five of Wands, and this is a card where, there's definitely going to be times this month where you have to just focus on checking things off your list, and you may not get all of the feedback that you want to know, am I tracking towards my goals, etc. So try to have some fun if you can while you're doing that, and try to know that if there are some days like that, there should also be days where you can just relax. It's all about balance and temperance this month. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the cards here. As we look at your deep past, we have the King of Wands in reverse. This is really an encouragement for you to stay as open-minded as possible. King of Wands is a great card in and of itself. It's very good for coming up with new ideas, for sharing a new project, for creating a bold vision. The reversal of this, though, is sometimes a warning sign that you could be closing yourself off to new ideas or new ways of thinking. I see that you've mostly moved past that since it's in the deep past, which is good, but there still may be some remnants of it this month, so try to do your best to step aside from that. When we look at your recent past, and this is really what's going to be affecting your first week of the month, we have the Magician card, which is a great energy for this month. It's very good for manifestation. It's also good for calling people into your life that can help you or that can support you. And I think overall your main sort of comment with this card is to trust yourself, to trust the flow of energy that is coming through you, whether it's creative or it's just productivity. And once you trust yourself, others will be drawn to that sense of confidence and productivity. As we look at the near future, we have the Seven of Wands reversed. Now, what's good about the Seven of Wands when it's in its upright position is it's a card that shows you're able to manage quite a bit on your own without somebody micromanaging, without you needing constant sort of supervision. Now, the reversal of this card is a warning sign not to take on so much that you feel overwhelmed, that perhaps you're missing something. So don't be afraid to delegate if you're in the position to do so. And if you're not in the position to delegate, then this is a card where you might want to ask for some help or communicate how much you are willing to do or how much you can do. Try to, if possible, if you're receiving any sort of criticism, to take it from the most positive place possible, which is, this is here to help me, or I'm receiving something that, you know, somebody thought would be beneficial, so I'm just going to take it with a grain of salt and see what I can do with it. Don't take things personally, basically. Likewise, you don't want to put other people in a position where they have to defend themselves. So the Seven of Wands can be a card where either you or someone else is feeling a little bit defensive, and so temper that and think, you know, really, what's the context of this situation? Is it necessary? Am I reading too much into this? And if you're not, then that can be a separate conversation, but you just want to be delicate about that. All right, as we look at your ego card this month, it's indicated by the Page of Swords, which is encouraging you in its reverse position to think before you speak and to try to also think before you act. I'm all about, you know, in fact, one of the other signs I basically said, you know, the time to act is now. It's a little bit reversed for you. I would say, make sure you have all of the information before you make a big decision. And this is a contemplative month for you. You want to sit back, think, make sure that you're okay, and then move. Another way to think about this is you get one chance to make that first impression, so make it count. All right, as we look at your environment card, it's quite good. We have the Queen of Cups here. It's a good month for you if you want to explore personal relationships, whether that's dating or an existing relationship. Great month for you to express yourself. This is sort of like your symbolic card anyway, so I think that you should find that your interactions with others this month should be pretty good. Again, I sense maybe a little bit of tension at work or at school, but when it comes to social engagements, I think you're going to be feeling comfortable and right at home. Also, for those of you that are creative, this is a good month to tap into that creativity and perhaps monetize it. As we look at hopes and fears, we have the Seven of Cups reversed. This is actually where I want to see the Seven of Cups. When it's upright, sometimes that can be a card of getting lost in your thoughts, planning too much, daydreaming too much, or overthinking. The reversal is showing me that you're ready now to make a change, or you're ready now to move forward, and this is a quite promising position as well. So don't second guess yourself. Once you've got the information that you need, then you can move forward. The only Pentacles card that I did receive this month is the Six of Pentacles in the outcome, and that shows that you will have more than enough as long as you do proper planning. So pace yourself throughout the month. I've made the reference before of considering something like a long distance run or a 5K run. It's something where you can make it happen as long as you realize that you can't put everything out in the first week. Okay, and so overall, as long as you exercise common sense with limits, occasionally saying no, and we mentioned delegation, then I think you're going to be in a very good place. All right, let's take a look now at your health card and see what's coming through for your mind, body, and spirit. And we have a karma card, which is really interesting here. And when I see karma, it's also attached to judgment in a traditional deck. So this is about making a decision and sticking with that decision. So for those of you that have decided it's time to change the way I am eating, drinking, sleeping, whatever it is that you're doing in your life, I really want you to commit to it and create some sort of a tangible plan that you can do. The other thing is karma is showing you that what you're doing now is going to have an effect in the future, and it's affecting not just you, but the people around you. So I want you to start to make some decisions that are not just for yourself, but especially if you are a mother, a father, or somehow supporting people in your life, then let these people be the inspiration in your life and let them be the reason that you're making the changes. Let's take a look now at your wealth card. And for wealth this month, I'm using Lord Ganesha because it is a remover of obstacles. And I know that all of us can use a little help in career, in wealth, in finance occasionally. So let's see what the message is as far as wealth. We have revelation. So this could be a month where there's good news, or there's a big change coming through when it comes to your wealth. I want you to be open to that kind of a change and if necessary, be the agent of that change. So sometimes we're always waiting for, some big thing to happen in our life. Ultimately, we are catalysts ourselves. So I want you to, if there's something that you need to change, if you just make a decision, anything in your life, whether it's I'm going to win a marathon, I'm going to pay off this credit card, I want to win this award for doing such and such. It all starts with an idea, then it begins really with the action that follows up that idea, and the diligence every day is what's going to see it through. So I want you to have that sort of revelation moment where you realize, not only can I do this, but I'm going to do this. So with your money, take back your power and make a decision. What is it you want to do? Do you want to be more successful? Do you want to be more conservative with your spending? Do you want to try something, amazingly new and exciting, but maybe there's some risk involved? So if that's the case, do the homework, but then follow through and make it happen. So your revelation is going to just be this internal aha moment. So I want you to take some time and definitely read up on things, and don't be afraid to read either an inspirational book or self-help book if there's something that you're feeling a little bit lost on, because you may have that moment of realization that you wouldn't otherwise. All right, let's take a look now at your love card for this month. Be in the present and dream of the future. Love this card. Great message as always. This is reminding you that for those of you, especially for those of you that have overcome difficulties in the past, maybe you've gone through couples counseling, or maybe you're single now and you've just been through some difficult times and aren't sure, can you love again? This card is showing you that yes, you can either find love together again, or you can find love on your own again. In addition to that, there's a deeper message within this card, which is that your future is what you make of it. And so if you hold on indefinitely to your past, then you're going to be forever stuck in a repeat in your past. So allow yourself the possibility of changing where you're at right now and making it even better. And then of course, celebrate all of the successes that you are also experiencing right now. Don't live in the past. Learn from the past, love the present, plan for the future. All right, let's take a look now at your Destiny card. Destiny involves, it's really like a GPS, probably one of my favorite areas to read when we're doing the expanded forecast. And your Destiny card is to try to put together the pieces. We have this fragmented card. So if you're feeling very spread thin, or if you feel like it's hard to concentrate this month, I want you to do your best to try to bring some order to your life. This could be through a change in routine. This could also be through reaching out to someone and just saying, what do you think about this? I've thought about it a lot, but I could use a second set of eyes. Finally, when I'm looking at your crowning card, we have a card that I sort of equate with running in circles, or it's kind of like that hamster wheel that you see. The Five of Wands is working, but not always seeing the progress of the work. So there is a possibility that you're just either not getting the help that you need, that you're not managing your time well enough, or that you need to communicate to others that it's time to take some of the pressure off. If that's the case, that could help you kind of collect your thoughts, because you might just be overextended. So you'll have to check in with yourself and see what makes sense. This is also just a card of organization. So particularly when it comes to speaking and writing this month, you really want to make sure your thoughts are collected, your words are chosen the best way possible. And if you need to get an editor or someone to proof your things this month, I think it would be very, very beneficial. Let's go ahead and review everything we talked about, and then we'll wrap up this reading. Your channeled information this month was to rest, to regroup when and if necessary, and if nothing else is working, to hit reset and try something new. So it's ultimately a change month for you, but it's one that comes after contemplation. And that was supported when we looked at the Catalyst card, the Sage, which is a card about research, understanding best practices, competitive practices as well. So you just want to make sure that you feel prepared and you feel ready for everything. As we look at all of the cards and their placements here, your center card was the Six of Cups. Six of Cups speaks to a familiarity between you and someone else. So there could be someone coming in from the past. There could also be just a need to pull this sense of irreverence into your work, something I mentioned earlier. It's crossed by the Temperance card, and I'm not sure if I focused that much on that earlier, but the Temperance card is your key to success this month. It's about not going to extremes and about trying to stay in a neutral set of mind. And I think that if you can do that this month, then you'll really be well positioned to handle anything that comes your way. This Temperance card is especially important when we look at your ego, which is expressed by the Page of Swords this month. With the Page of Swords in its reversed position, it's reminding you to be careful, to weigh your thoughts, to weigh your actions, and also to pause whenever necessary, because you only get that one chance to really make a first impression, and it's sometimes hard to retract your words after they've been said. To that end, it's really important this month that you try your best to, one, take any criticism with a grain of salt and not overreact, and two, also try not to put anyone else on the defensive. The Seven of Wands is a great card, but the reversal is showing that you might be taking on too much, and that could take your otherwise very balanced approach towards things and throw it off a little bit. Remember this month that you have the energy of the Magician, which should allow you to bring in positive experiences and also relationships. So use that charisma to your advantage and overcome any of these sort of issues that might be popping up with miscommunications or perhaps people getting defensive. What's really working in your benefit this month is outside of work, social interactions. We have the Queen of Cups in your environment, so it's a great month for dating. And we also have the Seven of Cups reversed, which I like quite a bit. This is showing that you're in a much more decisive role towards the end of the month. Finally, you're ending on a very high note. We have the Six of Pentacles, which reminds you that you have more than enough, provided that you make good decisions. As we expanded the forecast, we saw in your health card, Karma. This is the month to make a decision and to stick with it. And remember that your decisions affect others in your life. So let that be the motivating force, if nothing else. For your wealth card, we have Revelation. There might be an announcement that is positive. Perhaps you have an unexpected amount of money that comes in. The other thing is, I believe you are the change agent here. So there might be a decision that you make that you share with others. Either way, I want you to research what's going on with your money, with your job, and you might find that there is some sort of an opportunity that was previously undiscovered, but now you found a way to use that to your benefit. So I see this just as much as a discovery card or a revelation where you decide to share something with others. As we look at your love card, we have be in the present, dream of the future. As I said, if you're holding on to the past, you can never really truly progress. When you're with someone, you want to enjoy the moment. You also want to make sure that the two of you are still making plans together. This is a card of just maximizing now and next, letting go of then. Finally, make sure that you're bringing organization to all aspects of your life. And so once you've done that, I believe, especially in your thoughts, this is where I'm sensing the fragmentation could be happening. Once you do that, this month is going to be much more manageable, and that may be just the type of reset or regrouping that you need. So that brings our monthly reading to a close. But if you'd ever like a one-on-one appointment just because you'd like some additional insight on what's going on in your life, or you have some other questions, I'd be happy to meet with you. You can click on the link right below the video in the description area. There's a book now button where you can check my rates and availability. In that same area, you can join me if you'd like to on my social media networks. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you also would like to just donate to this channel because it's been helpful to you, there's a way to do that there as well. You can click donate and either donate through my website or through Patreon. And finally, if you'd like to join my newsletter, you can do that as well. So I like to end every video not just with gratitude for your involvement here on the channel, which I appreciate, so thank you for the likes and subscribes, but more importantly for the work that you're doing on yourself. The whole reason that I'm doing this is to raise consciousness. I want everyone on the planet to become a little bit more enlightened, a little bit brighter, and I want their energy to shine even more than it does now. I believe that if each one of us increases our radiance and our knowledge, this is going to be a better planet. So please continue to do the work that you're doing. One person at a time, we can make a difference, and I'm so grateful that you allowed me to make a small difference in your life. So keep on shining brightly, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.